What's up, guys? My name is Adler. Thanks for checking me out. Honestly, it's an honor to have you here. Back in February, I actually saw Blade Runner 2049. And honestly, I don't know what I was doing by not watching it. Actually, I do know what happened. So basically, after I saw Blade Runner 2049, I was actually pretty pissed at almost every single person that I knew, because I was like, how do you know that I'm a fan of sci-fi, but you decide to not tell me or drag me out of my house to watch Blade Runner 2049? And then one of my close friends said, well, we did try to bring you, but you said you wanted to see the original Blade Runner first. And then I honestly started to feel a little bad, because I'm like, dang. Like, I was really about to start blocking phone numbers. Like, all right, all of these guys are fake friends. I'm not talking to anybody. But whatever. I actually ended up seeing Blade Runner 2049, and I absolutely loved it. I saw the original Blade Runner before it, and after seeing that, okay, so just real quick about the first Blade Runner. The first Blade Runner blew my mind, especially because of the fact that it was made in 1982, I think it was. I could be wrong. I know it was made in the 80s, and so when I was watching it, I'm just watching it like, what? How do you wake up in the morning and decide, yo, I'm about to go make a masterpiece? Like, I was watching it. Blade Runner, the original, has been on my radar for a very long time. I bought the Cinematography book back in 2013-ish. And Blade Runner was all over it, you know? And I'm like, all right, I have to watch this Blade Runner film. I don't know what took me so long to watch it. I ended up watching it back in February, and it was the best thing that's ever happened to me. It made me fall in love with movies again. And so I was a little hesitant to watch Blade Runner 2049 for the fear that Blade Runner 2049 wasn't going to be as good as the original Blade Runner. And I was wrong. I don't have words for how I felt about 2049. I think 2049 was almost flawless. And honestly, in my opinion, I feel like 2049 was better than the original. Hear me out. This is the reason why. So, with 2049, I felt the world. I know I can't be the only one. Like, I've seen the cinematography all over the place. Like, I've seen snippets. I've seen all of these different things. I've even heard the OST. Like, I've done it, but I don't know. Like, it's just a different feeling when you're sitting down and you're watching it. Like, it's almost scary because you're watching and you're just like, okay, that looks like how our world could look like in the future. I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. I have so much on my mind. One of the things that I really loved about Blade Runner 2049, I already went into it as like it's going to be a reboot. I didn't go into it thinking it was going to be terrible or anything. I knew it won a couple Oscars. I knew people genuinely enjoyed it, so I figured, I was probably gonna enjoy it. Plus, I've seen stills and stuff from the internet, so I already knew what I was getting myself into. I just didn't expect to like it that much. One of my favorite things about the film is the fact that we follow Officer K, and it's like we kind of automatically assume for him to be like Deckard's son or something. At least I did. You watch the film and it's just like, all right, he's a Blade Runner too, just like his dad and stuff like that. And you're gonna just watching him go throughout the journey, and as things go on, I don't know how to really. So as things go on, I want to say predict. It almost takes like the stereotypical, like, basically what I'm trying to say is I'm glad it didn't go that route of saying you're his son. Like, I'm glad that he wasn't that important. Like, there's so many different people in the universe. Why does the story only have to follow XYZ? It's almost like Star Wars. Like, why do I have to follow? Don't get me wrong, those stories are cool, following the family, but it's just like, damn, there's no other powerful people in the universe. You know what I mean? But this one, you kind of follow this guy, and it's just like, nah, you don't really matter. But what I love was the fact that even though he didn't matter, that's what made him matter. We kind of, I guess the word is empathize with him a little bit, because it's like, he is the hero of his own story, but he gets to decide whether or not he wants to take certain routes or not. I guess almost like Deckard. This is really hard for me to do, honestly. I don't know. One of the things about 2049 that I really enjoyed also was the world building, because, you know, we saw all of this stuff in the original, but obviously with the technology that we have now, like, it only makes sense that they go into the future. And it gave me like a Black Mirror vibe, because when you're watching, everything feels like, even though it's so far out, it also feels like it could be something that exists today, I guess. Like the seawall. It was kind of scary, because then it made me think about our current world situation. Just thinking about how small we are as humans. Okay, I'm about to get into some real... okay, anyways. So watching Blade Runner kind of got me a little... kind of put me in my place as a human being, where it was just like, it was a reminder that the world is so massive. Not that we don't matter, but, you know, there are bigger... Nature is a real thing that we can't control, you know? And so what these guys do to prevent cities from flooding and stuff, they build a bunch of seawalls. And, you know, like, it just makes me think about our current world situation. Like, if our waters continue to rise, are we going to have to build some sort of seawall? How are we going to do it? When are we going to do it? Like, all of these different things start coming into play. Obviously, we don't have flying cars or anything like that. But yeah, I don't know. I fell in love with Blade Runner. Blade Runner actually inspired me. Like, after watching it, I couldn't sleep. I was shook. Like, the best way to put it was shook. I did not expect a movie that could be near perfect when it came to cinematography, score, direction, costume design, like, even down to the costumes. Like, Officer K, for example, would be walking around and, like, he was basically wearing a mask without wearing a mask. It was fashion and function at the same time. Like, I was just looking at this movie and wondering how, like, it was just done with so much precision, at least when I was watching. And I don't know, it just made me go, yo, this is the reason why I love movies. This is the reason why I want to make movies. Like, there's no way that you really wake up in the morning and just go, we are going to make something that is perfect. Like, what? Like, how? Like, I love the relationship between Joy and Officer K. It also, like, it almost reminded me of, like, her. Obviously, it's like the quickest thing that, you know, I would be able to point to, because that's literally what it was about. But I don't know if it's just me or not, but, like, I was, like, so hurt when he was standing there and there goes the big purple hologram of Joy. Obviously, that shot was gorgeous. You saw it everywhere. But there she is, and she's just like, you seem like a good Joe, or whatever she says. And I was just like, dang, like, she was pre-programmed to say that. You know what I mean? Like, it kind of sucks, because it's like, here's this guy, he thinks he has someone that loves him, and then she vanishes, and then here's the hologram giving him the same exact nickname that his version. Oh man, it was just but that movie, man, it I don't know, till this day I keep thinking about it. I haven't rewatched it yet, but it's definitely something that I want to rewatch. I so far, I think that movie is like on my top 10, man. During this whole time, I've been trying to practice 3D stuff and all that, and Blade Runner is one of the first things that came to mind. And so I actually ended up creating something that reminded me of Blade Runner. Like, I don't know, like, Blade Runner is just so... it's the definition of sci-fi. I don't know what took me so long. I regret not seeing it in theaters, and so ever since then, I don't know, I've just been on this thing of, you know what, I do not want to miss out on any movies anymore. I mean, obviously, it's going to happen. Certain things are going to slip, but I would really like to know what you guys think about the movie. Comment down below if you've seen the movie. Also, if you have any movie recommendations for me to see. I have a lot of movies that I need to watch. Like, I have a lot of movies that I'd like to get to. But Blade Runner, what did you guys think about it? I honestly want to have a conversation about this. This is one of the reasons why I'm recording, because it's like I finished watching it and then I basically had really no one to talk to about it. So let's see what happens. Yeah, let's have a conversation down in the comment section. And also, if you liked what you saw, go ahead, click the subscribe button, click the like button, and follow me on Instagram. I'm there on Instagram. I post my life, my work life and stuff like that, the things that I do. I'm a filmmaker. So, yeah, I don't only just talk about movies, but had a lot of fun recording this. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate you guys. I would love to have this combo down in the description. I'll see you next time, whenever next time is. Peace.